Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Dangerous Relationship. We're on Kei Toyonaga's route, on his happy ending this time, which is how to play with a toy. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Over half a year had passed since Kei and I had taken our relationship seriously. With his career on the rise, he had been selected as the main role in a big TV drama. What blew my mind was that he was in it with a world-famous actor. That's awesome! You're so lucky to get to act with such a big shot.
It's nothing special. He's just an old geezer.
It is special. My mom's crazy about him. When she finds out, she's gonna make me get him to sign an autograph for sure.
Geez, what's with you? You've worked in this industry for years, right? Why are you acting like such a newbie?
For some reason, Kei was acting strange. He usually had an opinion about other actors and never made comments like that. From the sound of it, this time was different.
Why did it have to be that old chump anyways?
Kei grumbled restlessly and flipped to the next page of his script. And so, the day finally came for the filming to begin. I quickly learned the reason why Kei had such a distaste for the man.
Well, I guess everyone with a pretty face gets to be an actor these days. Now I know why television is dying. It's because people like you can't act for their life.
Kei had apparently worked with this actor at least once before. Even though Kei was acting much better lately, this guy was simply not impressed. Every chance he had, he pointed out Kei's mistakes.
Kei is still young, and he has a lot of potential.
Even the director wasn't ready to handle his criticism.
Young you say? Even when I was young, we didn't put bad actors in front of the cameras. It's a disgrace. I can't take this anymore. I'm going to my dressing room. Call me when you need me.
He stomped out of the studio in a very grumpy mood.
If you hate seeing me this much, you shouldn't have taken the job, moron.
Kei snapped at the man after the door closed behind him. Kei, quiet! Someone's going to hear you. If the staff finds out you talk like that, they'll say bad things about you.
I don't care. I'm sick of being called a crappy actor by that creep.
But...
Man, this sucks. It was a mistake to ever take this job.
Kei sighed and shook his head. Since this was a big job for Kei, I wanted him to do his very best. But was that even possible when he had to work with a man he despised so much? Kei had degenerated into his old ways and was acting bitterly and angrily with me. I attributed it to working with that actor, but who knew for sure?
What the hell are these clothes?
Come on, don't displace your anger onto me.
Are you seriously asking me to go out there and get in front of the camera wearing these?
You don't like it? I'm sorry. I would find some other outfit for you to wear, but it's kind of late now.
What? Don't you care? You can't just half-ass the costume and hope that no one will notice, you know.
I know, but... I was in a pickle. When Kei got angry, he never listened to what anybody else said. Hold on, I'll see what I can do. I ran out of the building with my phone in hand. My first instinct was to call his manager and tell him the situation. Do you have any ideas? He's just going to refuse anything I bring him, I just know it.
What to do? We can't just let him walk out either. This is a huge deal for our production. We would be screwed if Kei quit the show at this point in the game.
Knowing Kei, the possibility that he might get angry and leave wasn't much of a stretch. So, what can we do? How can I get him to go out and film?
You're usually good at getting him to do that.
So what, do I have to distract him with my body to get him back on track here?
He listens to you more than anyone else, despite what he says.
What? I don't think so.
He will, trust me. Just try to convince him like you always do. If it doesn't work, call me again, and we'll think of something. I've gotta go. I'm a little busy over here. Talk to you later.
Wait! Beep, beep. The digital tone droned quietly into my ear. I had already tried to convince Kei, but he hadn't listened to me. His manager seemed to have more faith in me than I had in myself. In any case, knowing I had to do something, I headed back to the dressing room.
What took you so long?
Sorry, I had to call the wardrobe place. They can't have anything ready on such a short notice, so...
I already told you I'm not wearing it.
There's no other choice. The filming is going to start any minute.
I'm not about to sacrifice the quality of this drama just to be on time. You need to go fix this. Go out there and beg if you have to.
Kei. The angrier he became, the worse his demands grew. What do I have to do to get you to wear those clothes? I'll do anything, please. The magic words. His eyes instantly lit up with a devilish delight.
Interesting. I might just take you up on that.
I knew that some sort of malice was brooding in his head, which I would surely regret. It was do or die. I couldn't turn back now. Everyone, including his manager and all the staff, were relying on me. I had to get Kei to do his job. So, what do you want me to do? I'll do anything within reason. I spoke bravely, knowing I had no other choice. And then...
Good. Get naked. Strip off all your clothes.
Huh? Despite knowing he might say something like that, it still surprised me. You want me to get naked? Right here?
You said you would do anything, didn't you? Was that all a lie?
No, but... As one would expect, I wasn't too comfortable getting naked at work. Kei watched me stand in a daze for a while, and then turned away to walk out.
If you're not going to do it, that's too bad. I'll just go home then.
He put his hand on the doorknob. Wait! I lunged for him and tried to pull him back. I'll do it. I'll do what you want. So don't go, please.
You will? Can you really do it?
Kei stared up and down my body suspiciously. I have to or you'll leave, right? So I'll do it. I nodded meekly, making Kei snicker with a grin on his face.
Good. Naked. That means everything, including your underwear.
Fine. I gathered up my courage and slipped off my shirt. This wasn't even close to my first time getting naked in front of Kei. We had even done it here at work before, too. But at that time, it was so dark in the room, it was hard to see anything. Now the room was bright, making it embarrassing on an entirely new level. When I got down to my underwear, my hands froze, too ashamed to continue.
What's wrong? Don't stop. I'll just have to leave if you can't finish your promise.
I know. He waited in anticipation, making it all the harder. At last, I stripped off my underwear and stood before him stark naked. I did it. You got your wish.
I never thought you would actually go through with it.
He smirked, studying my body now that I had nothing to hide it with. I felt embarrassed beyond belief. Too ashamed to look him in the face, I stared quietly at the ground. Don't stare at me like that. We're still at work.
Are you kidding? How can I not look? The woman I want is stripped bare right in front of me.
Ugh. For one, kissing and being toyed with by him was embarrassing enough. But for him to stare at me like this while I stood there naked was worse by far. Are you satisfied now? You'll keep your side of the promise, right? The shooting will be any minute. Hurry up and get changed.
Fine. Go on then.
He gestured toward his outfit with his chin.
Aren't you going to hurry?
What do you mean? He wants me to dress him?
You're dumber than a rock sometimes. I'm waiting for you to dress me.
What? Are you serious? You want me to help put your clothes on?
Of course I'm serious. Why would I be joking?
But...
What are you freaking out for? You've helped me dress before, remember?
Yeah, but I wasn't totally naked then. Kei glanced at me coldly.
So you aren't going to do it?
Even I have to draw the line somewhere. He turned his back to me, as if I had offended him.
Whatever. If you won't dress me, I guess I'll just go home.
Hey, you made a deal. I did my end. What? No, you can't do that. Think of all the trouble you make for the people here.
What do I care? It's not my problem.
It was too hard to reason with Kei, because he only cared about himself.
You too. It's not your problem either. You want me to hurry, but it doesn't even matter.
It does matter. If it didn't matter, I wouldn't have done all this for you.
If you were serious, you'd do it. But no, you won't even help me change.
As usual, Kei had his own unique form of logic. If I didn't listen to everything he said, he would never wear the outfit for me. Fine. I put my hands to his chest, unbuttoning his shirt one by one. His slender neck and collarbone slipped into my vision. Despite how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what we did last night.
I bet I know what you're thinking about.
Kei smiled mischievously. I'm not thinking about anything. I replied like that, while getting to the last of his buttons. Kei pulled up my chin and pushed his lips onto mine. As if by instinct I kissed back, before I could stop myself. Wait, no! You're not even dressed yet.
I can't help it. Of course I'm going to react with your beautiful naked body in front of me.
Kei inched his hands down toward my breasts. It sent a tingling sensation arcing down my back. And to think this was all happening while we were supposed to be working. His kiss was so intense that I strained to breathe, and my mind muddled. I felt so ashamed to be doing this at work. No, you have to get changed. It sapped all my will to put up that meager resistance.
No, I'm pretty sure your body doesn't want me to stop.
He trickled his fingers gently down my body. Every time he touched me, my entire body shivered with pleasure. He teased and tortured me, fondling all my weak spots.
You turn into mush when I touch you here.
Kei nibbled my ear while whispering sweet words to me. His hand stroked slowly up my thigh and to my waist. For some reason, the places he usually touched the most were the places he was giving a wide berth. I knew he was intentionally teasing me. He was toying with my body and enjoying every minute of it. I strained to keep my composure and clung tightly to his back. Kei tilted his head and kissed me. It was a tender and sweet kiss that melted my mouth.
Oh, I thought we didn't have time for this. Weren't you the one trying to get me to hurry up?
I vaguely remembered how all this began. It was so difficult to think about anything with my mind spinning with so much pleasure. His lips dove in to meet mine again. My mind was a hazy mess. All I could think of was how much I wanted him to make me his own. But just then, knock knock. Someone was outside and knocking on the door.
Who is it? I'm changing in here.
Kei had to speak up because I was so terrified that I had lost my voice.
Oh, sorry. We're about to begin the rehearsal, so I came to get you. How long until you're ready? Just a little longer. Tell the director I'll be there in 4 or 5. All right.
The sound of their footsteps trailed away from the door. I was just glad enough that they didn't know what we were doing just inside the room. For the release of tension, all the muscles in my legs gave out.
Time's up for us. Guess I'll have to stop playing and get dressed already,
Kei said while slipping into his clothes. I reached over and grabbed mine to dress myself as well.
Hey.
We're finished, right? I'm just putting on my clothes.
Whoever said we're done? Wait here for me like that until the shooting is over.
I had a feeling he was going to say that. What am I supposed to do? Hide behind the curtain until he comes back? Are you serious? You really expect me to sit here naked the whole time?
It's not a big deal as long as the door's locked.
Kei made a flippant remark with a sly grin on his face.
We'll finish what we started when I get back. Don't you even think about putting your clothes on in the meantime.
Hey! Kei grabbed the folded stack of my clothes while he made for the door. With my entire outfit in his hand, he left me alone in the room. Well, there's like blazers and coats and a couple dresses on that rack right there, I think. Maybe I can wear one of those while he's gone. I had no clothes at all. I was stuck at work completely naked with nothing to change into. Scratching my head, I wondered how I would get myself out of this predicament. Knock knock. But then there was a knock on the door. Whoever it was didn't speak or say anything. I decided to pretend I wasn't there instead of trying to talk my way out of it. As long as Kei had locked the door when he left, I would be okay. I wouldn't count on him locking the door. A white ball of sheets caught my eye in the corner of the room. I could at least use that to cover my body. I ran over to it and wrapped the sheets around me. The door cracked open. In walked the person from outside. How am I going to explain these sheets? I came to get Kei. What are you wearing? Like I could tell him what had really happened in here. While I tried to think of an excuse, Kei looked at me curiously. They mistyped. It was So, not Kei. So looked at me curiously. Oh, that's such a cute and innocent guess. Huh? Were you trying to scare Kei when he walked in all dressed like a ghost? Well, yeah, he's always teasing me, so I thought I would get him back. Wow, good thing I was right. He looked terribly pleased for some reason. It seemed unusual for him to be so happy with himself. I didn't know a lot about So, but some part of me thought he could be weird sometimes. So scratched his chin thoughtfully. What? I just thought of something. What's that? He acted a bit reluctant to say anything, but he's blushing. Why aren't you talking? You can tell me. Soho began in a timid voice. Just that. Maybe underneath those sheets you aren't wearing anything at all. Sorry, forget it. I'm just thinking of strange things. Why would you say that to me, So? Little did he know how right he was. Anyway, so, Kei isn't here anymore? He left for the studio right before you came in. Oh, I must have just missed him. So turned to leave the room. Ouch. He stumbled back after slamming his head on the side of the door. Are you okay? Yeah, thinking about you just distracted me a bit. Thinking about me being naked beneath the sheets. This time he walked out the door without running into it. People sometimes say twins can feel what the other does. If that was true, maybe Soul knew what we were doing in here after all. I restlessly waited 3 whole hours for Kei to come back. 3 hours naked! Well, in sheets. Click.
I'm back. Are you still waiting like I asked?
The moment I saw him again, I was so relieved I could cry. Kei!
What? Are those tears in your eyes? Did you miss me that much?
I missed my clothes. I did, but more than that, I was so scared. If someone came in and saw me like this, I'd die. He wrapped me up in a tight embrace.
I see. You were so scared,
I was. I can put up with you making me do embarrassing things, but if other people saw me, I don't want that. Well, you could tell him about Soul and see if he really thought it was that good of an idea after all, and see if he'll do it again. I tightly hugged his chest. In turn, he stroked his fingers through my hair gently.
But you stayed strong and did it for me anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're so brave. That's one of the reasons I can't let you go.
His face came closer, and his lips found mine. It was a kiss to reward me for all my hardship. I could feel all the worry and humiliation melt beneath the warmth of his kiss. It was a sign. I was utterly and hopelessly in love with him.
Hey, Dirili.
What? I asked, my lips still lingering with warmth from his kiss.
Look in the mirror.
I turned to the side and glanced.
Your face when I kiss you is the sexiest thing ever.
He kissed my lips again, as if demonstrating it for me. I looked away, too embarrassed to watch through the mirror.
No, you have to look.
He persisted this time, kissing with his tongue. Through the mirror, our wild and passionate kiss reflected in the glass. His hand stroked down my back into my rear.
I still can't believe how sexy you are when you kiss.
He pecked my lips with kisses to see it over and over.
I don't think anything can top how sexy you look in bed, though.
Kei grumbled in a deep voice.
Can I?
Yeah. With my mind dancing with pleasure, I nodded to him. I'm surprised he asked. I would never think he would ever ask anything, ever. His hand slithered up my body and grabbed my shirt. What shirt? I'm supposed to be naked. Kei smiled mischievously, like he always did when he teased me.
When did you get this sexy? The more I see you, the harder it is for me to keep my hands off you.
He violently pushed my jacket off. What jacket? Ripping my arms through the sleeves. Passion and pleasure was coursing through my veins.
Don't make this face for anyone else. You hear?
Yeah. I nodded slowly, barely able to make myself move anymore. Our bodies undulated like rolling ocean waves. Kei, I love you. Kei.
I know, you're my favorite. My number one.
I better be your only now. Our love was so intense that we both lost track of time. When it was all over, he rested his head on my shoulder. We had no sense of time.
I never get tired of you. I told you before, and I'll tell you again. I can't live without your body.
His fingers stroked across my slick skin. Just my body? What about the rest of me? Don't you care about that?
Are you sulking now?
The way you said it, it sounds like you don't care about me as a whole. Kei pressed his lips on my neck.
Of course I do. Loving your body is loving you. It's as simple as that.
Somehow I feel cheated.
Well, how about I say I love your body but nothing else? How do you like that?
No, don't say that.
Then be happy with what you got. I can't live without you, all of you.
He was teasing me in the way he always did. Still, I needed him as much as he needed me.
I love you, Dirili. You're my favorite toy. I'm never letting you go, ever.
It was a confession of love in Kei's unique words. I love you too, Kei. I closed my eyes, sinking deeper into his arms. And that's all the endings in the game. Now, next episode will be... I think his sequel and date scenario are probably going to be separate because all his chapters seem to be slightly long, so I don't think they're going to fit in one videos too well. Well, I'll see as I read them. You never know. Things might surprise me. Whatever the case happens to be, hope to see you in my next video or one of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.